is best of 5. Fnatic looked very solid against PSG. Envy had a great battle against Gale Forces. They are our other finalists. This should be anything but boring. This is going to be phenomenal.
And don't forget that Envy, they also took out G2, who is in Europe right now. And G2 actually had better pings than Envy throughout that series. And Envy takes them out 2-0. So they had a really tough bracket, but they're making it work. And they made it to the grand finals. They've had to sit for a little bit. But Fnatic series went relatively easy, a 3-0 over PSG. And now one of these teams will walk away with the $300 and the #1 seed from this qualifier.
Absolutely. If you are just joining us, Bang, better known as Maestro, he will be referred to as Maestro throughout this series. Unless he gets another good scoring opportunity. Although with touches like that, those shooting opportunities might come few and far between. Needs to try and clear that up a little bit more as we head into the rest of this series. Devo looking very strong every time we've seen him so far. Can't wait to see what he can come up with to try and break down this Fnatic defense. Snasky. Ball up high. Remco should be able to get a good clear. Looking for Greasy, who does win the ball, if at the very least it did cost him his, albeit fleeting, life of the car. And Sicky shuts the curtain, and that is a phenomenal opening goal.
Every time you see a player go off the opponent's back wall, deflected in, it is a sight to be seen. Sicky, he has shown those before in the RLCS. He shows it again here. Normally known for his defensive plays, but he's got some offensive spark to him and takes the lead for Fnatic 1 minute in.
There's going to be #2 if that could go in. The follow-up from Bang.
He wants that
they've
back.
hit left, they've hit right. They just need to hit the central goal. And they could have been 2-0 up. Fnatic, though, looking incredibly strong to start us up in this grand finals. Sicky taking the ball, puts that straight onto the top of Maestro. Ladies and gentlemen, the Venom is viable. As Remco looks to go low. Bluey managed to pull that off in the previous series against Fnatic. Doesn't work this time. The shot off the post. Someone hit the target. As Bang will take control of the ball. I mean, Maestro, they're even screwing me up at this point.
It's all the same.
It is all the same. As Devo will be by himself. Not going to have any boost available to him. That has been stolen away by Maestro, who's now going to continue on. Taking out Remco as well. No one on his team available for the follow-up. Snasky does miss the ball. Envy doing a very good job of withstanding the offensive pressure coming towards them and not allowing any plays to come forward. Bumps like that from Remco as well can only help out. But here's the big thing. They are a goal down. They need to find a way out. Gibbs, what are you seeing around right now? Apart from that big demo, everyone's just hitting each other right now.
Yeah, right
Play
now,
nice.
It's a little back and forth. Nothing too crazy on
You talk about the ball or their cars?
I mean, both. Just everything going everywhere. Kind of like Axeltoss's ping. Bouncing back and forth.
Ugh, don't. I'm that close all the time right now. Follow up, Snasky is gonna make it a 2-goal lead.
So we've seen 2 scoring chances for Fnatic, and they've scored both of them right there. Maestro throws it off the back wall. Devo cannot get up in time, and this backboard defense just leaves it open for Snasky to take that shot. He's not going to miss many of those. And there we go, 2-0 lead, 2:22 left. Player #2 is in Lotto.
Remco wants to go over the top, but Snasky has it read. I think this is the lowest octane ratio I've ever seen from a competitive team. It's really nice and refreshing to see.
I absolutely hate it. I love my octane.
You've been playing that for a very long time, haven't you?
I was like one of the originators. I'm just going to say I was a hipster.
I mean, you will never be more original than Svex Free Champion, but that's
I
a name.
used it in SARP as well. So there you
Did
go.
you? Wait,
Yes.
all the time?
All the time.
Okay, so you are the originator.
Not
Svex,
from
get
day
out of it.
one. But
Although
there it is,
long
the
clear.
long clear.
You and Svex never removed yourselves from defense as well. That's
There you go.
annoying how many comparisons you guys have. The backboard. Snasky with the setup. Bang, though. Not on the same wavelength, just too close to the incoming pass and can't set himself up to run on and take the shot. Snasky yet again holding that midfield. It's an open goal. He should turn it in until Remco shuts the door on him. That third goal would have been more or less the nail in the coffin of game one.
Oh, that deflection by Greasy. Should have tried to pass that back to Devo. Devo was waiting there, wanting that shot. Could have tried for a gentle back pass, but didn't work out. Devo trying for the counterattack. Deflection, the double tap, turns it into a pass. Both Remco and Greasy go, but they miss the shot. And that scoring chance goes away. Only 45 seconds left, and Envy are still down 2.
Absolutely. There was more than enough opportunities. Even if Remco and Greasy went up solo and didn't score, then it would have been fine. Here is the double tap. Sicky hits the post.
And Sicky, that's twice now. He's had 2 really good scoring chances. One right after his phenomenal goal off the back wall. It was just a gentle pass to him. And then that one right there. He wants one of those in. But he'll take a 2-0 victory as long as they hold the lead. Right here, Remco's got to make something work, but it gets turned away by Maestro, his former teammate.
And this, I mean, it really should be expected from a team that's got players like Snasky, Sicky, and Bangin, but the final man on Fnatic always just seems so solid. Like, there's not even a chance of a mistake coming through. Very different to what we saw from Sicky earlier on, where he just seemed all over the place in that game against Shabarix. But now, you know, you wouldn't really put much past them.
But Maestro right here, he's sealing the deal, and honestly, like this... Like, I would have to say, every time he's playing against his former team, he's got to feel pretty good, like, when he beats them. So, obviously, he got replaced by Greasy just because he couldn't make a lot of those summer lands last season. But Maestro has always been a phenomenal player, was a phenomenal player for this Northern Gaming squad when they were them. Joined Envy for a very short stint, and then got replaced by Greasy. So, it's got to feel good for Maestro anytime he can get victories over his former teammates.
Yeah, but they're going to need to keep that performance going. Envy were managing to get shots on the board. They just weren't able to really follow it up. They were causing damage. They were forcing players to move. But because there were double commits or just really poor shots that were just hitting the post and ricocheting all over the place, no options to finish off the work that they have done for themselves.
And surprisingly, though, Devo with 0 shots. He's normally that one, probably taking more of the shots, I would say, for this Envy squad. Maybe you could argue that he's probably their best shooter, like at least for the flashy plays. Maybe that's what they have to get involved here, is to get Devo up there, trying to go for those double taps, try and make it a bit more threatening. He tried for one that turned into a pass, but again, that double commit from Remco and Greasy, they couldn't get the goal in. But Fnatic shutting them down. A 3-0 win is a big win. But again, guys, this is a best of 5, so only 2 more wins away for Fnatic. And that's after they just swept PSG. They also 2-0'd in the quarterfinals, so these guys are on a streak here.
Absolutely. And I would say that Envy needed to speak to each other between games and figure out where everything went wrong, but instead they spent the majority of the time that they had between games bantering with their opponents. But it is a very close-knit community up at the top 0.01% that we have in Rocket League. Everyone gets along with each other.
Yeah, which is
for the
nice.
most part. If they don't, they're not very good at keeping that secret, so you probably know who likes who just from Twitter.
But it's always nice going to, like, the events. Right here we see a double tap, and that's what I was talking about. Devo needing to get involved on the offensive side. He does it here. Greasy, a nice back pass. It gets around everyone from the Fnatic roster. Everyone going up for that in some form or another. But Devo, like, if you can't defend that back wall, Devo is going to make you pay. And right there he does.
Much needed. Solid start for Team Envy. Now Bang, looking to play it straight down for Sicky. That passing play will be immediately read. Now 2v1, but Snasky, the first player to the ball. Options now for Greasy, who looks for Remco. Way too much power on his touch, though. Will mean that we're going to remain in a ping-pong flux. Neither team able to control the ball for long periods of time. This will be Devo trying to set something up himself, but Maestro's done a very good job running the ball down the field. It's going to be Fnatic's opportunity to have the first real long form of possession. That's a shot, but Devo, half flip straight into the ball, can immediately follow it up. Devo's done incredible with this, past another player, leaves it to Remco. They try and pinch it. Not quite working out, and because 2 players were committed to the original play, no one available. Snasky tries to turn the ball into the net, and it's going to go to the other side.
What a shot from Snasky here. An almost impossible angle. Comes around the ball, deflects it, so Devo is forced to make a save. But Devo, those plays earlier, he had like 20 magnificent touches, but that 21st touch is the one he should have let go and let Greasy take the shot. It teed off too high. Great plays on both sides of the field, but Fnatic They get that counterattack goal. Devo trying for another double tap. Throws it off the ceiling this time, but no one available for the pass.
That was a roller coaster of emotions for that previous play, but we are back to a tied up match. 1-1, 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. The follow-up from Snasky off the backboard. And it wasn't actually from Snasky, it was from Bang, who turns it into the net.
Here we see Greasy go up pretty early. He should be able to hit that ball. Surprisingly misses it. Remco is expecting Greasy to hit that. That's why he's so flat-footed. He's just waiting for the clear and then turn around and see what he can do with it. But no hit from Greasy, the one that replaced Maestro, and Maestro gets the goal.
Remco trying to get it past. Gets the block. Sicky needed to play it further into the corner rather than try to play the ball out. Envy have got their opportunity now to consolidate the rest of the pitch, but the mid boosts weren't quite in a position for them to steal. Remco past Snasky. Sicky going to take it up to the ceiling. Doesn't have too much boost available to him though, so he's just going to slow play it. Now down to Greasy. Off the backboard. Snasky gets up there just in time. Over to Bang. 2-1 still. Plenty of time left to play. As both teams just trading possession back and forth. Now Devo wins the challenge. Looks to try and take yet another incredible solo play across the field. And Greasy didn't go for the challenge. Bang now. Gonna take the shot. It's not on target. No one was there. That should have been free.
And one thing to note, like Fnatic has shut down these solo plays. First from Bluey last series. Now it seems like Devo's trying to make them, and he did score once, but it's only been once so far. So Fnatic is still holding on to that lead. They seem to be shutting down these solo players. We need to see Greasy and Remco now get more involved to help out Devo here on the offensive side.
Now Devo trying to go for yet another solo play, but it will be Maestro playing the ball up high. That's quite awkward as well to deal with. Remco over to the corner, but it does get the boost stolen away from him. Going to allow Fnatic to extend their time on the offense.
Another boost gone.
Devo, though, try and force the 50 challenge. Doesn't quite work out. It was a very smart play, though. They didn't have many resources to go for a long passing play, so instead, try and force the 50. You can get it to work out, maybe have a player shadow you, or just win outright, and you'll be safe.
That was great boost management from Envy there. They still had enough for Greasy to pass it all the way up to Devo, even though both corners were stolen there from Fnatic, or by Fnatic. So great boost management there from Envy to keep this alive and take that pressure away from Fnatic. Try and control it on their own end here.
Ah, Sicky avoids the potential bump from Greasy. Now he's got it played with a Bang, who plays it back to Sicky. Doesn't play it into the net, however, the most important one of them all. Still one goal separates. Devo looking for Greasy, but Bang will automatically be there. As these long plays up in the air from Envy not working out just yet. Need to find a way of playing it more in field and take away from the on-the-goal line defense that Fnatic keeps setting up for themselves. There's another shot. There's another goal. And that should very well be it.
This is going to be the 9th win in a row for Fnatic in this tournament. They have not lost a single game. And they are going to match point, very likely, but there's still 32 seconds left. And Envy, as long as they score once before 0 seconds, they will have a chance at a 0-second goal.
Well, Devo manages to clear the high jump record. Doesn't quite manage to clear the ball, though. It's another long shot put into the side of Fnatic, although 16 seconds remaining. They need this particular play to stick. Remco off the backboard. He's got 2 players to jump. It's all open, but no! Maestro turns up at the final possible moment to save the ball and mean that there will be absolutely no sweat on the foreheads of Fnatic as he's going to turn in yet another goal. It's twice now this game, Gibbs, that Envy was that close to scoring.
And then another 0-second goal for Bang right there for another one. And Fnatic keep the streak alive. 9 wins in a row. They're trying to get 10 wins in a row and complete the tournament sweep, the undefeated streak. But Envy, they are battling, and I loved seeing what Devo was trying to do there on his own. Remco getting a lot of shots as well, but the defense for Fnatic is coming up big. There were some desperation saves there by the end, but they got it done, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely. There was a couple of times during that game. I mean, let's just say Devo's play works earlier in that game. We are looking at a very close or very different matchup than the one we ended up getting. It's just what it takes in Rocket League. One play could be all it takes between a 4-1 victory for Fnatic and a game where Envy are in control instead.
Yep, and we're going to be going on to game number 3, Fnatic. They will have the 2-0 lead, 1 win away from the perfect tournament. And, of course, why not get the sweep in the finals versus Envy? That is definitely one of their rivals here. They played in the promotion upper bracket, and Fnatic beat them there as well. And it seems like they've always been right next to each other in recent tournaments at the DreamHack qualifiers. They both finished tied for 5th. They didn't play each other. Seems like a very close competitive scene right now in Europe. And anytime that you can sweep one of these other RLCS teams, it's huge for your confidence. And it's a perfect week to do it where you sweep PSG, possibly sweep Envy right before the big DreamHack tournament.
Absolutely. Top 6 in Europe is going to be so hard to manage next season. Heck, even getting big results in these tournaments has been so difficult for everyone to do this season. So to be able to pick up a perfect sweep win would be so nice. But Remco will take advantage of some uncharacteristically poor defense.
Yeah, Sicky there's got to try and move out of the way. Look, sometimes when that ball just is coming directly at you and you're already on the wall, there's not much that you can do. So a good placement there from Greasy. Snatsky had the clear. Problem was there was a car there, and that was Sicky, so it didn't work out there. A poor clear attempt in Envy. They strike first, and they're going to have to strike often to win 3 games in a row here.
Well, it's going to be over to Greasy. Puts the ball up high yet again. Devo taps it straight down. That was a potential there to really catch out Fnatic. Very hard to read the ceiling touches whenever the ball does bounce off the ceiling. However, they do fine with it. And that is going to be Greasy just tempting in his opponent. Definitely playing with fire, however, as Fnatic really ramping up the pace. They've had the majority of the ball possession ever since the goal went in. One mistake from Envy could cost them their lead. Greasy, yet another big clear. Devo wants to try and follow. He does win the challenge. Sicky has to try and recover, but he cannot get there. Sicky thought his teammate had it 100%. Doesn't work out, and Devo will get a block goal.
This still probably should have been a save. It looked like he just flipped a little bit early. He had more time than I think he thought going back to his own net, because that ball bounced before it even hit the goal line. So maybe he thought he was a little bit closer to the net, so he had a side flip early. But what was this, Envy? Was this supposed to be a fake kickoff? I don't think so. I think it was a...
Let's have a look. No, that's just a Remco.
All right. Remco saying he's having controller problems.
Yeah, that's what he said.
It is the best way to say it, I guess. But, absolute misflip there from Remco. And that is not what you want after that momentum swing of 2-0 lead. Now you just give a free goal to Fnatic. Never want to give a free goal to this high caliber team.
It's going to be Maestro on the ball. Lovely flick from him. Can't quite follow up. Devo wanted to try and tap the ball into the net. We've already seen one of those scored earlier on today. There's the follow-up shot. Remco can't quite turn it in after the save from Bang. Fnatic finding themselves on the defense for quite a long time, but they will finally clear. Starting to control the boost amounts. Bang takes both the middle and one away from Envy's side. It's a very good start for Fnatic to try and build their momentum up. 2 players committed, however. Should drop straight down. Greasy gets into the corner. Ball played all the way out. Sicky's going to have to try and win the challenge, but Remco comes in second, and he comes in higher. That'll be ball control from him. There's going to be Bang, and that is an own goal. Gibbs, answer me a huge question right now.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Remco and Maestro thought they were teammates again for a little bit. You know, sometimes these old relationships, like you go back to your ex, you know, you just don't tell your other new relationship once in a while. But he just did it in front of 3,000 people, so I think everyone saw that, Maestro. Just saying.
Yeah. The kiss are made up. Greasy. Long ball. That should actually be over the top of almost every single Fnatic player. Giving Envy a very good position right now. Off the backboard yet again. Remco can flick this straight out. Devo turns around. Wants to just try and find Remco yet again, who was already heading back. Now Bang. Over to the side. That net, I can only read what's in front of me. This is not my fault, okay? He should not have named himself that.
Well, that's why he owned gold. It's just karma.
It is. We're not supposed to show bias here, but when you're going to do this to me, it's very hard not to root for the other people.
You know, look, it was an off season for us too. You know, we're trying to get back into the swing of things, not making it easy for us, Maestro.
Gibbs making his not casting debut, but a rare appearance on the casting stage. It's Devo. Nothing rare about that. Lovely passing play from Envy, and they are looking solid in this match.
Yeah, right here, Siki thought Remco had the touch, was trying to retreat on it, but luckily Remco didn't get the touch, and it just left it wide open for Greasy to do what he wanted. Brilliant pass to Devo. And again, like, everyone expects you to hit the ball, so when you miss, sometimes it actually works out a lot better for your team.
What on earth just happened to the ball there? I don't think any Fnatic player touched it on the wall. Just slammed all the way out. Now Greasy trying to go past multiple players. Remco off the ceiling. Lovely first touch, lovely second touch, lovely fourth, fifth, and sixth touch. As he carries it at least to the midfield. It was flashy, but hasn't got too much out of it. Still 3 goals separating these teams, though, with 90 seconds remaining. Siki backing off from that touch. Every second that does go down, much more likely to just be saying au revoir to Fnatic's chances of making the comeback. As I said in the previous game, Gibbs, just need those plays to start working out. And yes, there's been a healthy dose of help from Fnatic, but Envy making their plays stick this time around.
Yep, and besides that kickoff, the goal that Remco decided to just go into orbit, it's been all Envy. So it's basically a 4-0 game here. And right now, they're just wasting time. Greasy just wasting that time.
You're not wasting time around Siki.
He's not happy about it at all. Snatsky can try and come off the back wall. Can't get it, though. Remco does beat him to it. And Devo gets revenge on Siki.
You either show Siki respect or he shows you his bumper.
He might not look tough, but he is. He's tough and rocky.
If we're to believe anything, all cars are of equal toughness. That's a playing field that you don't want to quite be even on. Greasy hasn't quite got the boost to follow up, but Remco does. They're trying to go for the highlight reel plays at this point after Fnatic don't really seem all that interested in moving themselves forward.
Yeah, now they're just having a little bit of fun here.
Might as well wind down the time.
Just don't do a squishy Lachino dribble.
Nah, that's not even.
Please.
If they're not going to try, I'm not going to try.
Wait, you try?
Oi! Oi!
Envy with the win. That was a compliment, Shogun, because you're so good. I thought you were
I don't believe you.
Yeah, well, you know. Envy coming out with a commanded win, and that ruins the perfect tournament for Fnatic. But Fnatic is still just 1 game away from clinching the first place in European Qualifier number 3, the $300 on the line. But Envy, they have something to say about it, and they showed it here in Game 3. They got to do it twice more, though, and it's a tough task versus this Fnatic squad.
I might not like you right now, Gibbs, but I do like what I saw from Envy that game.
You like
much? I do like you, Gibbs.
We shared a moment. We shared the robot laughing moment. I mean,
I'm so. Why? You found a weak spot of mine at this point. But Envy, they looked much better that time around. They're controlling boosts so much stronger and not making, albeit a 1 kickoff away, as many defensive mistakes. And Fnatic, they're trying what they were trying previously, but that's their biggest problem. Is that, yeah, they've already seen it. They've already done it. Envy have now adapted. They now know what to do. So we need to see something different out because these individual plays coming out from Envy are trumping Fnatic.
Yeah, these plays are starting to add up against Fnatic. They did well against Bluey, but they're slowly starting to get whittled down with the solo plays from Envy. So see if Fnatic can bounce back. Ooh.
Bluey's solo plays are always going to be in the air. We're seeing a mix-up. Oh, I've just attacked my microphone. We're seeing a mix-up between floor and air, and that is really throwing Fnatic off, at least in that game. Although, a follow-up shot from Remco, and that is exactly what Envy wanted to see.
Some poor defensive plays here. Siki was a little confused on should he attack that before the post. Looks like he didn't have much momentum to go off of. Poor clear. And Fnatic, they started off poor. Like Snatsky had a poor clear, and then Siki has a poor clear. Turns into a goal, and Envy. just doing it again. Same exact thing from game 3. Just starting out really quick and just letting Fnatic know that it's going to be hard to win that third game.
Devo wants to get there just before the defender. Snaski is there in time. Now Siki misses the ball. This is going to put Fnatic on a huge defensive spree as more and more blocks come in. Fnatic can't catch a break right now. Snaski wants to catch the ball. Siki, once again with the miss. Venom is no longer viable. That's exactly what we just learned. He missed the ball twice. He would never have missed the ball twice with Octane.
The car looks tough, so it might be intimidating. But yeah, right now, his play is not very intimidating.
Fisho is the better Venom player.
That's pushing it.
Remco currently with ball possession, trying to find a way to find a teammate. However, as all the time whenever that ball is on that corner of the wall, it's so hard to try and play the ball out to an area that your opponents will not expect. Maestro forcing the challenge. Snaski also winning the ball outright. That's exactly what Fnatic needed to do if they wanted to try and clear the ball away. Big clears no longer work quite as much as they used to. Greasy and Remco both up in the air. Maestro not too convincing with his touch, and that will be Devo coming in for Envy's second goal of the match.
Another poor clear, and it looks like Snaski, he thought it was going to be a better touch, so he started to move up, but that's a play you have to counterattack on. Like, Greasy went up for a weird deflection again and didn't make any connection, so that's when it's basically a 2 or 3v1 as long as he can clear that ball out, but Maestro, a very poor clear, and it turns into a goal for Devo.
I've just seen some people saying Fisho feels Season 1, man. I think you guys are giving Fisho way too much credit. It wasn't even Season 1.
Oh, I've had a tirade about him on my podcast before. It's all good. Go back and listen to that.
And what podcast would that be, Gibbs?
That was like, I think it was DFH Locker Room, but it doesn't matter. It's dead. Kind of like how Fnatic is playing right now in game number 4. Transitions, Shogun. I'm a professional.
We are good at being savage.
Yeah.
Ball off the backboards. Remco misses. Tiki does not. Gibbs, I asked you this question last game. What is happening? Where's the defense? Someone hit the ball. All right, Remco. Actually, I'll take that one back. I will retract. Remco did try and avoid the potential demo.
Yeah, but he did take his sweet time when he could have played that a little bit sooner, possibly. But Snaski did get involved there to try and disrupt the play, so yeah, have to give him some credit. But Siki scores, showing that he can still score, unlike Fisho.
It's an open net.
There it is, number 2 for Siki. The counterattack, a kickoff goal, basically. Right here, great clear from Snaski, just a full team play down the field. Counterattacks plenty for Fnatic today. And there's another one for Siki. He's getting some revenge here from his earlier poor play.
I think we're going to hold over that particular series for him for way too long. Siki once again plays the ball just a little bit too early as everyone's starting to rotate back to the net. And out of nowhere, we've gone from 2-0 to 2-all. So the real match begins now, Gibbs.
Yes,
everything else was just a prelude.
And Envy's got to just worry about these kickoffs lately. It seems like they are having a real hard time on them. So hopefully they just score once more at 0 seconds so there's no more kickoffs in this game.
Oh, Devo sets up to Remco. Remco tried to set off the backboard yet again, but Greasy didn't even consider trying to go for a 3-person play. Instead, prioritizing defense. A smart thing to do, especially with the game all tied up as it is. Siki now wants to get a block. He does get it, but it's still going to trickle towards his net. Now Siki he's going to get a great touch. The follow-up from Maestro. Couldn't quite read the shot, and a follow-up from Devo. I think he was bumped into it. There's no he got that high up in the air.
I'm not sure.
Some sort of bump being involved.
I mean, Devo is one of the best goaltenders, like just in the net and just quick reaction. So it's possible that he got up, but Envy, they get away with one there. But Fnatic is pressuring now.
Now over in the corner. Remco takes the ball down, flicks it over the top of Bang. Snaski is right there. This is just a defensive battle at this point. Both teams holding on to all of their defense. It's only really put it up towards the second half of this match. Breezy wants to try and go past Maestro, but once again, the shadow plays from Fnatic. Anything they do well, it is the shadow plays. Remco wanted to play the ball away from his net, but was almost inadvertently responsible for the follow-up shot. And with 1 minute remaining here, it is all to play for. Backboard, uncontested. Devo gets the save. It was straight at him, but Fnatic is really controlling the pace of this match now.
Yeah, Siki was trying to throw it behind Devo because that's the best place to put it. Very difficult to save. Just couldn't put it all the way behind Devo, who guarded most of that outside post on that save.
Remco almost managed to cut it all the way through. Siki couldn't quite get the pinch that he was after. He does remain in control of his car. Now Envy managed to turn this around. Devo will be by himself as Maestro start to charge down on him. Not too much threat there, but Maestro was never really going to commit too much. And Snasky calling his teammates back. No need to overcommit with so little time remaining. And we will head into overtime if this ball hits the floor. Remco looking for the setup, but Siki is already on that backboard and it shall hit the floor. Gibbs, we have overtime.
Here we go. If Envy scores, we go to a deciding Game 5. If Fnatic scores, they are the Ting Open champions for qualifier number 3. And Siki, once again, off a kickoff. I was saying Envy has to be extremely worried about these kickoffs, but luckily they survived it, and there won't be any more kickoffs to this game.
And Devo was really thinking about moving forward for a jumping challenge. Made the correct decision at the last second to turn back and go for the save.
That was a risky back pass from Maestro, but it does pay off for them. But Siki right now, he has 6 shots, and there's only 7 total on Fnatic. That's something that you don't see every day. Maestro with 0 shots through like almost 6 minutes of play now.
Looking for the backboard. That's not going to work. Every single player on Fnatic seems to be ready and waiting for it. Next goal could really come out of anywhere. Siki being a huge nuisance. This might be the setup. This might be the goal, and it is. Maestro will finish off this series with a great passing play to himself.
And after no shots through almost 6 minutes of play, he shuts me up, gets 2 back-to-back, makes the play happen, and Fnatic are your qualifier number 3 Ting Open champions. They will get the number 1 seed on the European side of the bracket for the grand finals on February 3rd and 4th. They also walk away with $300 here. EnvyUs will be joining them in the grand finals as the number 2 seed, so we will not see either of them next week. They get $100 for playing today as well. And honestly, this was just a great series here. Sometimes it was a little shaky from both teams, but overall, I thought the quality of play here was pretty high for both these squads heading into a very exciting week with DreamHack coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. There were questions about Fnatic and their consistency after some of the things that we saw earlier on, but I feel like some of my questions have been answered. Obviously, we're going to get more and more into it as the season progresses. Remember, it is competitive season starting to ramp up now for Rocket League, so make sure you keep an eye on the game as much as you possibly can. But a very good tournament we've had here. This was the very first European Open bracket. You can be a part of next week's 4th and final Open bracket by going over and signing up. You can be playing against any of these teams. You can be beating any of these teams, and we will see you in the grand final if you can make top 2. So go and give yourself a chance at this.
Yes, for sure. Definitely go sign up, and hey, like maybe you'll get some play against a professional team. It's always good practice anyway. And but that's going to do it for us today. I want to thank Ting once again for supporting this entire tournament. It's great to have a new sponsor coming to Rocket League. I also want to thank Axeltoss for also setting this up with Ting and the production behind the scenes as well. But guys, go to taketheshot.ting.com to get more information about Ting and to get $25 off your first month. And remember, there is no contracts, so why not give it a try, see if you like it, and worst case scenario, you bounce off after 1 month, and it's basically a free month for you. But that'll do it for me and Shogun. Shogun, I want to thank you. This has been a pleasure casting with you, and I want to thank Axeltoss's robot voice, because that was the star of the show. And thanks to everyone in Twitch chat as well for coming in and supporting these players, supporting us, supporting Ting. And that's going to do it for us. Shogun, any last words?
Thank you all very much for watching, and see me again next week.
Yes, next week it'll be Axeltoss and Shogun. Axel will be back in the States, so he should have better internet. I will be done. I might be showing up on February 3rd. I'm actually not sure. But until next time, guys, this has been the Ting Open on twitch.tv/Axeltoss. We're signing off. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks for calling Ting. This is Isabel speaking. How can I help you? Hello? Thanks for calling Ting. This is Isabel speaking. How can I? Hey, this is Isabella Ting. For service in English, press 1. Para el servicio en español, presione 2. To talk about phones, press 1. To talk about something else, press 2. To speak to an operator, press 0. Please hold while we direct your call to the first available agent. Your time is important to us. Thank you for your patience. Ba ba da ba ba da ba da ba ba da ba da ba da ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba da ba. Thanks for calling Ting. This is Isabel speaking. How can I help you?
Oh wow, that was quick.